Mama, I have poop.
We are mildly crushing it. Where two exhausted moms try to make sense of this wild ride called raising neurodivergent kids.
We're not doctors and we're not therapists, and you probably shouldn't take our advice. We cuss like sailors and drink like pirates.
Just think of us as your inappropriately funny and brutally honest support group.
So grab a drink and lower your expectations.
Because the truth is, we need this, and we're going to keep doing this whether you're here or not.
We just hope you join us. Hi, everybody. I'm Sadie,
And I'm Morgan.
and welcome to another episode of Mildly Crushing It.
What are we drinking today?
Mimosas. We're mimosing hard. It's been a really long time since we've gotten together, so cheers.
I've not seen you for so long.
I know, that's why I'm very excited. So this episode really has no topic. We're just gonna kind of,
Oh, it does.
Morgan's gonna get us into that. We're gonna flap though, because we missed each other, and I've been trying not to text her so we can just flap everything out.
Summer sucks.
Summer fucking sucks. Title of the episode.
Yeah.
Summer fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Cheers.
And this one we might be releasing this one out of order because we got to get it released before the summer's over.
Yep.
So
I love this idea. Summer's fucking hard.
Yeah. So I see this going around on socials a lot about how special needs families have a really hard time during summer. But like, I don't know if I've ever seen anyone like really go into depth about why summers suck. So we're going to do that today.
Love it. Because summer sucks.
Yeah. And I've honestly, this is the first summer I've truly felt like that. And so
See,
I have a lot to say about it.
Oh, good, because I've been on this train for a long time, so I'm used to
Yeah.
summers really sucking
Yeah.
and being super hard.
Yeah.
And everything triggering, and it's still triggering, but I do a lot better job this year of, I'm doing a lot better job this year of tuning out the noise.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we've been home a lot. We're not like doing anything.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I'm not probably so upset, because we're just fucking stuck at home.
Right.
On like by choice though, not that we can't leave the house. It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
easier to be home.
Should we do mom guilt bingo?
Do you?
No. Let's skip mom guilt bingo
Yeah.
because summer sucks.
Summer sucks. I don't need to feel any extra guilt.
No.
All right, go.
So for us, this summer is different because, we're lake people.
Yeah.
And we go to the lake every weekend we possibly can normally. And it's fucking hard to be there because like our property is nothing but dirt. We rough it and we're super set up actually for it being just dirt with no amenities. But we have a special needs little girl who just gets into everything and we
Yep.
can't leave her unattended. And camping is a shit ton of work.
Camping.
And so one of us is always working and the other is always watching.
Yep, we
Ada.
still haven't. We braved camping
Yeah.
one time years ago, and we
Yeah.
still have not
Yeah.
tried again.
Right. Well, and then like, because it's so much work, you're not always able to like put the knives locked, like you're not always able
Yep.
to lock shit up.
Yep.
And so then you really have to, anyway, getting Ada's diagnosis really flipped my husband's point of view
Okay.
on life, essentially, which I really appreciate because a lot of the work, I mean, he's the one that drives the boat. He gets it in the water. He makes sure it's running.
He kind of runs the camping show.
He runs the whole weekend,
Gotcha.
basically. And he's super good at it. And I love to camp with him because I'm pretty well taken care of.
Yep. Yep.
So like, it's super good for our relationship, but it's a lot of work for him. So I don't know, it changed his point of view and he just started like thinking like, what are we doing this for? And the truth is we were always doing it to like build the memories, but then also because one day it would be easier. And we learned with Ada's diagnosis, it's probably not going to get easier.
Probably not going to get easier.
No.
You'll learn some tips
So-
and tricks along the way, but it's always going to be
Yeah.
extra exhausting and
Yeah.
extra hard to keep
We're
her safe.
always going to have to watch her because she will most likely never have a solid gauge of
no matter
safety.
how much fun you're having, it's so exhausting. And I get it. All parents have to be turned on regardless of the age of your children, but it's so different when they're special needs.
When it's a safety thing.
And into things and don't understand that they can get hurt or
and the impulsivity.
You can't shut off.
Right. And the impulsivity with Ada right now is out of this world. And she's quick. So she's getting into everything quicker and
because she's big,
just more in general. Yeah. So anyway, we're not going to the property like at all. And I wasn't really super
sorry.
ready.
I'm like shaking my head like everyone can see it. I'm shaking my head, you guys, because it's a big part of their life. So this is a big,
David and I both.
This is a really big deal.
It is. It's a huge deal. David and I both grew up going to the lake. We're lake people through and through. And so I'm having a hard time with not going.
I bet.
But I super agree with David, and I'm super grateful that he was able to have the reflection, to figure this out. So we're switching gears and we're hoping to have something just as special that just looks so different and more appropriate for our family. But right now we're kind of in this in-between zone, and we're just home a lot.
Which isn't like you guys at all.
It's not like us. Ada doesn't like to be stuck at home.
See, luckily I have this feral naked baby who really loves to be home. So it doesn't I feel like I am a couple years ahead of you in this journey. And so I feel, what the fuck? You guys, you're just altering your entire life all of a sudden. And it's so hard and it hits in so many different fucking ways.
Right.
And now look, here comes summer. Who was even thinking that was going to get flipped on its head? I'm sure you weren't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the break-in routine alone, I don't know how much that's hit you because the girls have summer school.
It's
thank
been
goodness.
Bad.
But yeah, there's so much more to why summers suck than even I realized for special needs families. But the most obvious is the break-in routine.
The routine. So we have ABA 4 days a week. And July has been so bad that she's literally going to have 3 sessions all of July. That's it. Because everyone's taking vacation. And then one lady that I love, she's got her own child. So childcare, daycare issues, summer, people take vacations and breaks.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
And so we've just been white knuckling, getting through. And my husband's been gone all the time. And I'm just son of a bitch.
Dude.
Someone just put me out of my misery. Basically,
he's been gone and you haven't been.
Yeah, we haven't had ABA. We've got literally, I'm not kidding.
And you guys have a lot of ABA.
Yeah. And then we're only having 3 sessions all of July.
Oh my God.
She's like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, what can you do? It's not like you're choosing not to work. We always have steady coverage. It's summer fucking sucks.
Oh my God.
Why do people want to play in the summer? I don't get it.
Can we just stick to business?
Home.
Just stick to business.
But it's too hard. It's not like Miles loves summer. He just wakes up. He's like, I'm going to relax all day. Just lays in his bed for hours on his iPad. I don't care what happens. I'm just we're having a great relaxing day.
Yeah.
Ellie, the second she gets home, it is just last night, go up to my room. I just bought an eyelash kit. And she's yelling. And I'm like, great, run upstairs, go look. She'd gotten into the fake eyelashes, opened up the glue, and her eyelashes and eyebrows were stuck. Oh, no. And she's like, help me. And I'm like, what the fuck did you do? And she took it the mascara glue and glued her eyelashes to her freaking face.
Oh my God.
And her eyebrows were sticking all up. And I was like, son of a fucking bitch, man.
What did you do?
It came with, thank gosh, the kit came with cleaner.
No.
Yep. So I just put it on a cotton swab and it was
my God.
Thank God the kit had cleaner and it was a brand new kit. So it was all on the counter. And thankfully she didn't dump that out.
Yeah.
So we were problem averted, but I was just
oh my God.
She's just fucking with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Into everything right now.
Yeah. Well, and for us, when we're home, Ada, you've seen Ada at home.
She doesn't stop, man.
She does
We
not
call Ellie the hummingbird,
stop.
but Ada's also 2 hummingbirds.
She's minimum 2 hummingbirds.
She doesn't stop. She's
She
like, hey,
is
what's up? Let's get into this.
everywhere. And I used to be like, it's like a toddler. Oh, no.
They're
she's
bigger and stronger
She's bigger,
now.
faster, stronger. It's worse
It's
than
a-
a toddler.
It's a different ballgame.
Shit is everywhere. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love sitting in the house and like witnessing her buzzing around, just playing independently. And like she's in her
Playing
literal.
is quite different than fucking shit up.
Yes.
So
Right. When she's not fucking shit up and she's
Yeah.
fucking shit up just by playing.
Yep, that's great.
I love
Right?
that. And she is in her literal la la land. And I love listening to it, but shit is everywhere. So then there's like, you just look around and
There's like, I'm gonna cry now.
stress. It's just like
Non-fucking stop.
yeah.
That's what it is. Summer's stressful.
Ugh.
Ellie's so feral right now, and her ABA therapist was like, "Oh, just break her up. If she's been sitting in her room for an hour, go upstairs and like break it up and get in there." And I'm like, she's gonna be like, "Goodbye, mommy. Goodbye." Like there's gonna be no breaking up involved.
Yeah.
I'm trying, but I'm just like, whatever. Let her sit in her room. But she's just.
I said for the first time yesterday, because Ada doesn't zone out on a tablet. Like she could give two shits about a tablet,
It's
which
one
is
thing we have really going for us.
it's so hard that my kid is not a tablet kid. But yesterday I was like, do you want to relax with your tablet for a little bit? You were having a really hard time.
She's like, pass.
It was, but like I've never said it like that where I was like, your emotions are all over the place. Let's solve it with your screen.
Right.
I've never said it like that before because
Did it work?
Oh no.
I'm not surprised. She's probably like, pass.
Yeah. She's like, no, I'm good. No.
Did you just sit it down and wait for her to find it on her own? It's probably because you told her.
Right. Oh, 100%. It's because I suggested it. No, that time I didn't, but I do pull that trick on her where I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch something on your tablet. And then she wants it.
But she wants it.
Yeah. Okay. So the break in the routine is the most obvious.
I think the break in the routine for us is what really just fucks up our whole summer school is saving our lives right now.
100%. But does your summer school stop or does it go?
Yeah, it stops.
Yeah, same.
So she's
ours
there.
is the end of July. It stops.
Ours too. The 30th. So
Everyone pray for us in August, please.
I know. Seriously. what are we going to do?
We're definitely not podcasting.
I really hope we have ABA.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm going to just cry. You guys are just like find me rocking in the corner and crying. She's so feral. She eats like 6 ice cream bars a day. I don't even know. We're just trying to survive right now.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, you don't dare tell her no.
No, seriously.
For anything.
Like, we're just really, that's all I can say. Summer's so fucking feral.
Yeah.
But
what's the next not so obvious thing, though, about why summers suck for you?
I get really sad for the comparison issue.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Comparison is the other than schedule being my number one, I think, for us in this house. It's the not schedule. And all the changes like summer school, new aide, new teacher.
Yeah, new routine. No routine.
Yeah, new environment. That's a lot to get used to. Like it takes her almost the whole school year to get used to the school year. So it's like, let's throw some summer school in there.
Yeah.
Could possibly do more damage than not.
Right.
But the comparison, we have a lot of friends that do a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
They all, have campsites and camp all the time.
Yep.
And that it makes me really sad that I feel like we're stuck at home. And it's just as easy as like, let's go to the beach. It's like, well, what beach we going to? Because Ellie's going to scream her lungs out because she can't swim in the ocean. And mind you, she doesn't know how to swim in the ocean. So the beach is a fucking no right now for us.
Yeah.
And we can go to a river, but last time we tried to do the river just recently, she got naked. And I'm like, you're too big to be naked. You're 7 in front of all these humans. So like now I don't even want to try the river again.
Yeah.
It's like we can't do typical things. And so I think that's the biggest thing right now. Is the comparison.
You're saying comparison with other families.
Mine's comparison with other
families.
families.
That's a good next topic because then we can go into the comparison of their peers.
Perfect. Yep. Mine's other families right now. Makes me sad. Just makes me sad. All my friends are out doing things, even simple things.
Yeah.
And we're just
I'm seeing a lot of people that we normally hang out with at the lake.
Are you?
That are there.
And just is like,
knife
to the fucking heart.
100%. 100%.
Because it's not like we're busy doing other things, so we can't join you, or we have this going on, so we can't join you.
Right.
No problem. It's like,
Right.
oh, we can't
Well,
because
and
we have
then
this
not to
forever
mention-
baby that like can't handle this.
Not to mention both our kids are asking to go on the boat.
And what are you gonna say? Sorry, you're
Like, nope, we're not going to do that.
girl, the boat's broke. The boat is broken down.
Right.
Like, what do you even say?
Well, and then
see,
we're
Ellie
gonna
doesn't
just
know or ask.
sell
So,
it.
like I've said many times,
Ugh.
she's very unaware. So
Yeah.
I don't have to feel bad. It's like my issues, not hers.
Right. So we did do like a little camping trip in our tent trailer because our tent trailer is what we normally take to
when
the
you guys
property.
went down to
Mhm. Excuse me.
it's the bubbles.
Man, the burp,
ya.
man. I don't know how you're immune to burping.
I don't know either.
understand. But yeah, we took our tent trailer, which they're super used to. They have their spots that are the same every time in the trailer.
Perfect.
And we were like, let's just try a
So she
different
knows what to
camp.
expect.
Yeah. So we were like, let's try a campsite that we've never been. Just to, explore something new, see if this was like a good route
if you
for
guys can do
us.
that.
And first, like, we did it. It was fun. But also camping in a new environment every time, I don't
There's
think is
So many
for us.
unknown variables
Dude.
that you don't know. Like,
Dude.
it's even as stuff as like, oh, well, that campsite has a big hill next to it. Can't stay near there.
Right.
Like, there's so many little things
Well,
that
the picnic table was super close to the fire. So, Ada, you can't sit on this side of the picnic
you can
table
sit on
because
this
you
side.
could fall backwards. She was like, what?
Yeah.
Fuck
You're like,
you.
you can sit on one side and not the other.
No, she was
okay.
not having that. Anyway, what I was going to say is we sat around the campfire with Harvey, and we brought up to him kind of like where David and I are at and like shifting our focus for the summers.
Okay.
And we were like, well, because going to the property can be hard for mom and dad. And Harvey goes, well, it's hard for everyone.
Oh, fuck.
Right. I had this moment of like,
You're all, I guess this isn't fun for.
like, are you
Time to make other
harboring
memories.
emotions right now about
Right?
going to the property? Like, is it,
Oh.
like,
Yeah. Is it stressful for you? Because we're going to have fun. So if it's stressful for you, what the fuck are
Right.
we doing?
exactly. So
How do you reshift?
that
your
has
views on
been
things?
my saving grace. That's literally the only reason I'm not like
Because it's
itching to go more.
Gotcha.
Because he saw also just how hard it is.
Well, I talked about this kind of in the holiday episode we did a long time ago. And it's just like, I was trying to do all these things and make
Mhm.
everyone have fun. And then I realized
Yeah.
no one was having fun at any of these things. So why the fuck am I
Yeah.
stressing out and putting
Yeah.
this pressure to do the typical things that make families happy? It's just not for us. And it just doesn't look that way for us. And that's okay.
Right.
But it's
Well,
still really hard to accept.
I was gonna say it's not really okay.
Yeah. No, it's when, how do you even accept
super
that?
hard.
You know?
Super hard. It's
it-
always the right thing. That's what we can say. It's always the right thing to choose what's more appropriate for your own family
Yep.
and what every member
Perfectly
of your
said.
family can enjoy. But it's like that fucking sucks.
Yep.
So
You guys are like rebuilding what your whole
Yeah.
summers look like and what you
yeah.
had planned your future to look like in 20 years, building something at the lake and having all
Yeah.
this stuff. And now it's like,
Yeah. Yeah,
scratch
so-
that shit off.
Right. Right. So we're totally, and David and I'm not kidding you, like that was where we were going to retire. Like I was done with like quote unquote city life or small town life. And I was moving to the sticks with him and we were going to like grow our vegetables, be self-sustained.
Yeah.
Like that was our retirement.
And now you're just like, what the fuck?
So now, yeah.
You guys, I just want to point out really fast. We live very, very rural Northern California, like on the Oregon border. And we talk about camping and being outside so much because that's literally what you do where we live. We live in the
Yeah.
redwood trees. We're not close to any cities. There's not much to do. There's like a Discovery Museum.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe all. So there's not,
Game On,
Game On. Yep. There's like a game place.
a new arcade place,
but
which is
there's
sick.
not much to do. You can't just, I don't know.
You go camping. You go enjoy the outdoors, and that's why you live here. So anyway, Harvey recognizes that it's hard, and that's been my
sweet
like what I keep going back to when I see the other families out there.
Is that Harvey's like, okay.
Harvey gets it. He thinks it's hard. Yeah, that was kind of tough to hear, to be honest.
I freaking bet.
Yeah.
It's so sad. Like, you know, we just released the episode. I don't know if any of you have listened to it with my son, but it just like made me cry so hard because I was like, shit, he's so young to be this aware.
Right.
And talk like this and know that like his life is so affected by his sister.
Yeah.
It's fucking sad.
Yeah.
It's so sad. It's so sad that Harvey's like, it's okay, we're not camping. Like, that shit's hard.
Right?
It's so sad.
A 9-year-old, like,
it's too much for them. They should not have to know that or feel those feelings. Yeah. It's fucked up.
I know. And I mean, let's be really clear. That is not the girls' fault.
Oh my God. It's not the girl's fault.
That is not.
It is
at all what we're saying.
Life
but it's
fault.
Just this. Yeah, it's just this life.
It's just a heaviness that no one should have to carry, let alone little kids. You know?
Little boy. Yeah. Little kids. Well, what I'm struggling with
peer comparison
mostly this summer, as hard as all of that like major life shift
so this
has
is
been.
The cherry on top.
yeah the cherry on top. Peer comparison, because for the first time, you know, we talk about like special needs as toddlers, like, oh, they're so cute.
Yep.
And then they get bigger, and a naked 7-year-old is not really appropriate.
Yep. We're struggling
and
so hard
it's not so cute.
Yep.
And that's like, okay, I agree that a naked 7-year-old is not appropriate for others to see. I agree with that. But also, like, what's cute is a societal construct.
Right.
Right? Like, we think our girls are adorable no matter what.
I'm like, look how cute my naked baby is. I'm
right.
Like, oh, wait, she's fucking 7.
right.
Oops.
right. Right. But for the first time, she is very obviously not where her peers are.
The older they get, you can see it.
Breaking my heart so bad.
See, I saw it so early on that I've had, which it still really hurts, but I feel like I've just seen it for so long that I'm doing really good at kind of, not always, but I do a lot better job of like blocking it out. Almost disassociating with it. I don't know, but I can see how you're just fucking getting into that, and that's
well, and like there are things that I've experienced too over the years that now when I feel the feeling, it's like familiar. So it's like, you know, oh yep, there it is. Feel it, recognize it, honor it. Move on because it's familiar. And this is just like she has a little bestie that her mom and me were really good friends in high school, and we bubbled together during COVID. The girls are 6 weeks apart. However, Ada went into TK when she went into kindergarten.
Damn it.
So even though Ada's 6 weeks older, she's a grade below her. And we just had a birthday party, and they're
is that what happened this weekend?
Yeah, they're besties. The birthday party was wonderful. It was great. The next day, well, one of the things that happened, Ada, on the way to Target, was deciding what to buy her best friend. Really thinking about it, right? And she wanted to buy her Barbies because that's super special to Ada. And come to find out, friend doesn't really play with Barbies anymore.
Oh,
totally okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
just
and like,
kidding.
Right.
But damn it.
Right. But Ada's response to that was, and this is what like really held me together. Ada was like, well, I could keep them.
You're damn straight you can, girl. Give that girl 20, freaking call it a day.
Right. So to kind of like curb my own, you know,
Ada wasn't
sadness
offended or sad.
Yeah, to curb my own sadness about it, I was like, hey, girl, we're going to take you to Target with $20 tomorrow. We're going to be together.
Love it.
You pick out what you want. Ada can take home these Barbies.
Love that.
So we did that and then brought her home. And what she picked out was clay, modeling clay. I had to be very in the mix because Ada, we can't mix the colors. These aren't yours. And Ada, we can't do that. And Ada, we can't do this. And her friend was like, yeah, Ada, don't do that. Like, just please don't do that.
And they've been, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they've been besties since babies.
And they are. And the love is mutual.
The one you guys did dance with and Frankie Big Lucas.
It's, the love is so mutual. But it's gotten to where when she's over at our house, her and Harvey hang out.
Damn it. You're at that fucking age.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard to see.
Right. And I really, and I've talked to Harvey a lot about this specific situation. And so I brought him to the side. Like he was building a fort for the girls, a special little castle fort for the girls. And I went in there and I was like, hey, bud, you know that forts are not good for Ada because she's fucking Bowser with forts. Yep. It doesn't work. And then everyone gets upset.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, so what's going to happen if your sister ruins the fort? And he was like, he's rehearsed
her
this.
Friend
like,
will probably not be
exactly
pumped about it.
So then I was like, okay, so what happens when, you know, she's upset about it? Like, do we join her because you're also upset? Do we curb our own emotions and try to teach her that this is just how it is in our house?
Yeah, what do you do?
Like, what the fuck do you do? And he's 9. I can't ask, you know, I can't ask all that of him. So
it's a heavy load.
It's just, it's gotten to where it's really hard to have her peers over because for so many fucking reasons.
I
Yesterday,
can't even relate because
right, I know.
we're not even there.
I know.
But I feel like I
know.
I feel like I went through these emotions when Ellie was like 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because a lot of my friends have kids all within the same. I just told you we had a friend over, my really good friend over for dinner. And her daughter is December and Ellie's birthday's April. So that's super close in age. And she was like, how old is Ellie? And I told her and she was like, what? And our mom was like, you guys are pretty close in age. You're almost the same age. And this little girl was like, jaw hit the floor, like couldn't believe it. And I was just like, yep, we're like, now her 3-year-old brother has definitely like emotionally passed up Ellie, you know? And now he's wanting to like play with Miles and do things. And it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is fucked up. And what do you say? Like, what do you say? Miles, don't play with them.
Right.
Like,
right.
Come on.
Well, I'm not even done with the weekend. So we went from birthday party and then the Target morning hangout. And then we drove down to Myers Flat. Okay. And I've actually talked about Myers Flat before because it was one of the first camping trips we ever took. Yep. And Ada woke up at 3:30 in the morning, and 1 hour after everyone else finally went to sleep. Yep. And no one else had kids. And they had the music. I mean, it was a dance club until 2:30 in the morning. And I was just awake, laying there, like hoping my daughter doesn't wake up. And then everyone finally went to sleep. And then 1 hour later, she screamed bloody murder for literal 4 hours. Oh. And by 8 a.m., we were completely packed up and leaving. And so we've camped there in the trailer, I think once since then.
Did you guys just go swimming?
So yeah, so we drove down there for the day. And now there's other kids. There's a 3-year-old and I think a 4-year-old. And then Harvey and Ada and a couple older girls. So Harvey Ada and the 3-year-old are like on the same page.
Yep. Besties.
Yep. And Ada, she just can be a little bit overbearing still. Like that's one of her social cues she's not quite picking up on. Okay. And the 3-year-old was over it, and he's 3, and pushed her.
Oh, damn it.
And then Ada comes crying. Mom consoles him, but also is like, hey, you need to use your words. So then Ada, of course, went straight back. Like she didn't want to be consoled. She wanted to go straight back to him because that's what felt good for her.
Yeah.
And
What she needed to do.
He was so good. He used his words. He was still crying, like really, really needed his space. And he said, I just need my space. And she lost her shit. And so then the 3 and the 4-year-old were kind of done with her a little bit.
Oh, fuck.
And they're 3 and 4. And they're not old. They don't understand.
That's
but
so-
also
yeah,
they're
they
3
don't
and 4.
understand.
And my daughter's 7.
And
And I
she's
had
like,
to
be
go
my
check-
friend, play with me, play with me, play with me.
Yeah. And I had to go take her down the street to calm down. But then we show right back up and she's screaming again.
So
And
fucking hard.
I'm really, really grateful for the friends. They all jumped in to
Perfect.
help intervene. And then
Understood. They just understood.
they did without me having to say anything. And I will say this was probably the first time that they truly saw the special needs. I think up to this point, nothing was super intense around them.
Yep.
I
still vividly remember a few of my friends'
Yeah.
like reactions when they actually saw it. You know,
yeah,
it's a different thing when they actually get to witness
right.
what we see every
Did
day.
they come up to you and were they like,
Oh, 100%.
yeah,
I had someone be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize what you went through. And I'm like, oh, you don't have to
Yeah.
be sorry, but it's
Yeah.
just like not made up. Not that they thought I
Right.
was making it up, but
Right.
just like you don't see
No
it.
one-
You don't understand it if you
Yeah.
don't see it and you don't live it.
right.
You don't understand. Then you see it
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That's what you go through? That's a lot.
Yeah. No one even said anything to me. They just came up to me and like put their hand on my shoulder and like,
They were like, we got this.
yeah. Yeah. It was just like,
Good. We
"Hey,
see you.
We love you."
Don't go. Stay. Play.
And it just like, I cried so much. And what got me crying was Monica, our friend Monica. She's always seen Ada. And she came up to me and gave me a hug. And she said, like she was bawling already.
Oh my God, I love her.
She's the best. And
She's so empathetic.
she is. And she said to be so kind and to be so left out. Because when
Yeah.
Ada's with her son, she is like always checking on him. And
Well,
you
yeah,
know, that's who she is.
she's inclusive, man.
she
Like Ellie doesn't give. Ellie's in her own world. I know I've said that a
Yeah.
million times like a broken record, but really that girl is in her own fucking world. So like she's not inclusive. She has no idea if
Mhm.
she's leaving someone out. She barely knows how to play with other humans.
yeah.
Like fucking Ada is as inclusive as they fucking come.
Yeah.
Like she's
Yeah.
always trying to play with Ellie and
Yeah.
include like she's not
Yeah.
mean.
No.
That's probably not the correct thing to say. But she's fucking kind.
She is.
She's not a turd.
No, no. And she
Nobody hit me
she
for saying that, but
she has turdy moments.
Yeah, but every kid has turdy moments.
Every
It's
kid
life.
does. And
But she's
Yeah.
fucking kind.
Yeah.
And she's loving.
yeah.
And so
And
it's
to be
different.
clear, when Monica said that, it was not to fault any other child.
Yeah.
It was just they're young.
saw you.
And and she's always seen Ada. And I fucking lost it. And I was just crying for like an hour. And I went up to David and I was like, was I being dramatic just now? Because how do you gauge this
You
life
don't.
when like there's no normal?
Seriously, sometimes I'm like, I think I'm just super dramatic, which to be fair, I'm dramatic, but like
Same.
this life calls for a little.
Well, David was like, no, that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
lot. And then I will say, like the 2 moms of the 3 and 4-year-old, like 2 of my very best friends, stepped in and, made sure to facilitate every moment after that. And then the dad
You
of
just
the
have to be involved.
4-year-old,
You have
Who's-
to facilitate.
birthday it was that we were celebrating, he spent the rest of the time we were there with all 3 kids, making sure that like that didn't happen again. And that allowed me to
I'm sorry, but I like it when you cry because you
I
need.
never cry.
I know, and you need to. This shit's not easy. And people don't think it's easy, but it's really hard to forget what it does to us all. And I know it's happening to the girls themselves, but our whole worlds are rocked. Our whole worlds are different. Your diagnosis was heavy shit.
Yeah.
And I know you always knew and saw Ada and knew that things were different,
Yeah.
but the news you guys got is a lot.
Well, and Monica and the other two moms, like, they came up to me and gave me hugs, and they were like, "We're here for you," and then that means the world, and I felt so seen too, and I made sure they knew that I understand. They're too young to understand. Like, it's no one's
too young
fault.
to understand.
But when a dad steps in, which you've talked about dads stepping in and saying something before, but like, he did come up and put his hand on my shoulder and like, we got you kind of thing. But to be able to like kind of recover myself, like, don't get me wrong, David was cooking. He was taking care of us all.
He was
running shit. Right.
He was handling something else. That's why we're partners.
Exactly.
That's why we're partners.
Exactly. And so to have this dad hang out with the kids, and he even told me she's doing so well, that allowed me to kind of recover and like enjoy myself again.
Yep.
And I couldn't have done that if he hadn't stepped in. And so yeah,
we have two very prominent male friends.
Yeah.
Ryan Griswold, Travis Clossy.
Yeah.
Calling you bitches out. But
yeah,
I get it. It's women see you and it's a really beautiful thing, but also when there's just something really powerful when like another male can step in and just see what's going on and understand.
Mhm.
I don't know,
Mhm.
just not that men don't understand things, but it really is. It hits really
Yeah.
different. Like we just went, this is nothing like that, but still we went to our friend's house for dinner and they like took their dog to the house and the husband was just like, oh, got rid of the dog for you guys. And I know Ellie was only here for an hour, but did you see what she did? And that was so cool and da-da-da. And I was just saying, oh, I love you. I love that you're like, just try so hard to include us and make my child have a good time and let us know that like, it's okay. And I mean, we were at their house for dinner and Ellie wouldn't get off the coffee table and she didn't want anyone like near her, but couldn't use her words. And I was scared she was going to hurt their little girl. And so Amaya like came and saved her and took her home early. But he was just like, oh, we got an hour out of it. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
and I was just like, I'm so sorry you guys got rid of your dog. I had to send Ellie out of here early. I felt like super bad that they went through all this trouble. And he was just like,
yeah,
we got an hour like that. And it just made me instantly feel, I don't know, so much better.
Well, it's like women are just so naturally very nurturing and understanding. And like in this scenario, it was like my friend, the dad that stepped in, did that so that us women could connect. And like,
which is huge.
Yeah, it was like,
it's a big moment. And then you realize you're my person and I love you.
It just
really
is
makes
like
you
an
solidify.
It's an extra level of like care and thought. That you don't always expect. And I think that's why it really means something.
Oh, that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
I didn't know what happened this weekend, but
yeah, a lot of tears. Me and Monica were just like, okay,
I freaking love her.
Well, because we've both been drinking too. To be honest, like there was alcohol involved, and like clearly we were all very coherent enough to handle the situation. But Monica just like, Monica.
Well, it's a lot, and especially when stuff comes out like that. I mean, when we went to the Christmas light parade, that was like such a big fucking deal for me. And I was crying in public and that was such a big deal. And things are really, when things are heavy when they happen in your home. But to me, I feel like there's an extra layer of heaviness when things arise outside of the home.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, it involves so many other people.
Yeah.
And just so you know that a lot of the people that were there this weekend for us were the ones with us when that happened with Ellie.
Gotcha.
So it's like, those are the humans that witnessed that too, you
Ugh.
know? But, yeah, it's like I don't want anyone's sympathy.
Yep. That's not what this is about.
And I always, always, always want people to understand that, like, I don't see fault in anyone else for making my child feel this. It's just a lack of
100%.
understanding on both sides. And that is no one's fault.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
And it's so easy.
Yeah.
That lack of understanding is huge. And it's
For kids.
no one's fucking
Yeah.
fault at all. It's just
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the kid's fault
No.
by any means. Not the adult's fault. Well,
Yeah.
some adults are assholes, but
Yeah. Right?
but
Oh,
most
yeah.
of the time, just no one has the knowledge and nobody knows how they're supposed to handle a situation.
Yeah.
Well, summertime sucks.
Dude. Right?
Is it fall yet?
Right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had to go through all that shit.
What is it about summertime though that like brings up those situations?
Because I just think everyone is so go, go, go.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's go, go, go during the winter, but you have a lot more downtime and it's more acceptable. We live in a really rainy area. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to be home and do things. But the sun's out and we all think, oh my God, sun's out. Summertime, we have to go do things. What's our
Yeah.
summer bucket list? Like,
Yeah.
the energy is just so amped up during the summer and you just
Yeah.
feel like, oh man, there's no school. So let's pack it with all these fun activities. But really, at the end of the day, all these fun activities end up
Yeah.
just really wreaking havoc on everybody because
Yeah.
our worlds are different.
Oh my God, I will say, so after all of that broke out on Sunday, I brought one swimsuit for each kid.
Okay.
Because we were just going down for a few hours. And the Ada, of course, was like in and out of the pool. And it wasn't super, super warm. So of course she wanted to take off her wet clothes.
Yeah.
At one point, I managed to get her bottoms back on. Nothing else. And then I turn around and she is butt ass naked jumping into the pool.
Stop it.
And I'm like, fuck, after that shit, I am not going to fight that battle.
Yeah, you're all, is everyone fine with this? Is everyone fine? 'Cause I'm fine with this.
Right?
Let it fucking roll.
Well, and like, luckily, obviously, all the humans there are amazing. There was 2 girls who, let's see, they're 12 maybe, 11 or 12, so they don't care.
Yep.
And then the 3 and 4-year-old, and then Harvey. Like, luckily, it was a scenario where that could happen.
Good.
But
You were in the best case scenario.
it was the best case scenario, but she did end
Doesn't
up
make it easier.
fully naked with no awareness that that is not what you're supposed to do,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And it was, I mean, I don't know. It was like, I guess I could kind of giggle. Like, there's my girl and
Right.
our safe, we're in
Living
our
your best
safe
life.
space. We're in a safe space.
That's all you can do is create.
Yeah.
That's all you can do is just create a safe space and a safe
Mhm.
bubble for them to exist in. And if anyone thinks anything of that, like, kindly fuck off. And you're just not part of our world.
Or not so kindly.
But yeah, just fuck you.
I don't give a shit about
Hey,
them.
fuck off.
man.
But
right?
yeah, summer fucking blows.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think everyone just wants to do all the things and it just brings out, like, during school, they're in school and therapies and there's not much free time for these things to happen. And then,
Well, and then when they do, they're around other peers and it's just a massive magnifying glass of like all the differences.
like I said, this stuff might have happened at home and it just wasn't as
Mhm.
magnified. And then it's
Mhm.
out in public and it's such a different
Right,
experience
right.
and view. And
Well, and honestly, when we're home, like, okay, she gets into shit all the time. It's super frustrating. We're like pulling our hair out half the time. But also there's times like this morning, like her and I both slept in.
I love that.
Super late. And she climbs into my bed to snuggle. And I'm like, do you want to stay home today? And then I was like, oh shit.
You're all, it's Tuesday. Get up and go to school.
Yeah.
Same as Ellie. That's so funny to me. she's like, stay home with mommy. And I was like, oh, I love you. Okay. Nope. Tuesday, motherfucker. Go to school.
Right? We haven't podcasted all summer. Like we
Yeah.
needed this. And then also she's staying home tomorrow. I was able to normally
Perfect.
that'd be done. We're done. We're not podcasting. That's where I put my foot in my mouth. But I managed to like turn it around and
Perfect.
but honestly, I was like,
are you going to keep her home tomorrow? Because I told Ellie too, but Ellie probably won't remember. So
oh,
we'll play that
no,
by
I
ear.
am because my niece is going to barrel race in the rodeo.
Oh my God. Fun.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I hope
I'm
it goes
so stinking excited. Yeah. So we're going to go down there for that.
Oh my God, fun.
But I was like excited to hang out with her for the day. Like when we're home, like, you know, she is who she is. And I fucking love her.
Yeah.
I love that.
I get so overwhelmed leaving the fucking house. I'm like a
Yeah.
homebody now compared to how I ever used to be.
Fuck.
But it's just so much easier. And she can be happy and eat 28 ice cream cones and be naked, even though we shouldn't be naked still. And life at home is just so sweet and so much better.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard outside of the four walls. And the sunshine makes you want to leave the house. So.
And we've
Gets
just
hard.
never, this is the first time we've had that because she's blended in just enough.
Yep.
Just enough.
And now here it goes. You're just hitting that phase. Like I said, we hit that when she was about 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just fucking hitting it. So you're going to feel all these emotions. Then they're never going to stop. It's never going to end.
So I've started crying and I'm not ever going to stop.
You're never going to stop.
Okay.
It's just how it is. I mean,
Gotcha.
unless someone has a secret out there of how to not compare like that, but I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Some days it's fine and you can accept it. And some days you're like, this fucking blows and it's sad.
Yeah, it's just sad.
It's just fucking sad.
And I don't know, I've always been in this, and I think because we were kind of in that like in between phase of like, you know, where do we even fall in this world?
Yep.
And we're blending in enough. And honestly, like really kind of enjoyed summer. And like I knew that the lack of routine, that's always affected us. And that was like, that's why I wanted to bring this one up because the lack of routine is so obvious.
Yep. It's the obvious choice.
It's the obvious one. Everyone knows that a neurodivergent doesn't do well with a break in routine, unless you're ADHD and a routine is painful.
Then you're okay.
Like me.
And you survive.
Which is why I love summer. But yeah, we've been in a little bit of a bubble within the special needs world where like that was obvious, but I didn't have the other things.
Gotcha.
And so this is the first year that like those things are
wreaking havoc.
Painfully obvious. And we're home. Like if we were off doing the thing that we normally do,
would it be different?
It would be a little bit different.
It'd be a little easier to swallow, probably.
Because people don't always come up to hang with us. A lot of times it's just the four of us. And it's hard, but it's just the four of us.
Yep.
And then, you know,
so you don't even realize how hard it is when no one's looking on. That's how I feel a lot of the time.
Yep.
And then people see it and I'm like, and they're shocked. And I'm like, oh, what? This happens all the time. It's different when people see it. And then you realize how not typical your life is.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That was like a big takeaway from the Sunday afternoon for us was like, and, you know, well, should we get into weird wins?
Yes.
Hashtag weird win. Yay!
That's so funny. I was literally just thinking in my head. I was like, what's my weird win going to be?
Yeah.
I know it.
Yeah. So let's get into weird wins. This totally forced me to reflect because, you know, when Ada she had to be like 2 when we tried to camp there.
Okay.
And like I said,
that story.
Oh yeah. And I think I've told it before on the podcast. Like I said, it was like a nightclub until 2:30. So no one else had kids. They didn't understand. I wasn't going to force them to turn the music down for my one child.
Shut the fuck up.
Right. Right. You know, we chose to camp there knowing the situation. And then it gets quiet for an hour. And then my girl wakes up. And like I said, we were packed up by 8 a.m. And if you have gone camping before, you know what a feat that is.
I was just gonna say, it's a feat
so
for sure.
much fucking work.
Yeah.
And everyone there, this same group, was like, just stay. Like, we'll help out. You guys can nap. Like, just stay. They really wanted us to stay. And in my head, I was like, no, you don't understand. And at that moment, I didn't even understand. Like, we were not quote unquote special needs yet.
Yep.
And I just knew that my child doesn't sleep. And like, none of this is normal. That's all I knew. But I couldn't say that at the time because no one else had kids.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter.
No one's really going to understand.
And so, you know, we went there and it wasn't even a nighttime debacle. It was, you know, a daytime. I don't know. Maybe it lasted 20 minutes all in all.
Okay.
Until things were settled. And then they, you know, like I said.
But still.
One dad was over there hanging out. And I really want to give my group of friends a lot of credit.
Love that.
A lot of credit. Like I said, Monica has seen Ada like as thoroughly as someone can see her since day one.
I love that.
And then everyone just really dove in to make sure. Rallied. Yeah, everyone rallied. That's really the gist of it. Everyone rallied.
And you and David didn't have to rally everyone up. The troops just lined up and did it.
100%.
And that's
100%.
It's a huge weird win.
It was so huge. It was so huge. And I think that that's really kind of how we have to survive these moments, because I could totally live for days in the ways that Ada didn't understand how she was being forced out of her little peer group. And peer is obviously said lightly because they're not her peers, but emotionally they are.
Yep.
And I could easily live there where that happened and no one understood. But I think that it's really, really important to force yourself to look at the helpers, you know.
That's what's going to pull you out of that situation and not let you continue to drown in an already like dark, hard situation.
Well, and also like the next time a scenario comes up where we could go join them for something, I'm going to go.
Because you know it's a safe space.
It's a safe space. They're all going to rally. Yep. Ada's going to be just fine.
We have some friends, and anytime they ask, we're like, okay, because we know it's going to be an okay situation. There's no questioning about it.
Yeah.
And that's huge. That's super huge.
Yeah. So that's my big weird win.
Right? My weird win is Ellie's been ringing the doorbell again when she poops on the floor. Potty training. I mean, I don't know if that's like appropriate to talk about, but
what do you mean appropriate to talk about?
Ellie's 7. She poops on the floor. We cannot get her to go in the toilet. We've done so much intervention, so many things. And then lately she's been pooping and not ringing the doorbell. So she'll just go to the bathroom on her floor and then flutter around. And then I'm like changing bed sheets and bleaching the whole room like multiple times a week. And the past week and a half-ish, she's been ringing the doorbell every time. And then she'll just lay herself down in the hallway for me to wipe her. So we have had, I call it definitely, clearly it's a weird ass win, but it's a big weird win for us.
That's huge.
So it's been really relieving right now because I'm tired.
Well, and I know that we don't like to think about the future because who the fuck knows what it's bringing. But what I see is like Ellie taking 10 steps up,
right?
And then she went like 6 backwards, and now
we're going back.
Yep. Yeah. Like it's that kind of journey always for us.
That spiky chart. We're on the up. So I hope it's
going in, even though it's up and down, it's going in the right direction, I think.
Got
So.
to. As long as it's going up at some point, then that's
And fuck, even if it's not, we're going to believe it.
hell yeah, we are. Cheers. Good ending. Fake it till you make it. Just always faking it, I guess.
You make it, especially during summer because summers fucking suck.
Fuck summer.
Fuck summer, man.
Fuck summer.
Damn, I've always loved summer.
Not me. It's rough. No, I always did love summer too until life just got rough.
Okay, so let's make that our mission
Love summer again.
to figure out how we can love summer again.
I love that.
Yeah.
All right, next year, because I'm not in the headspace this year.
Dang, I was going to say next episode.
I'm not fucking there yet, Morgan. My head is not there. See you next year,
Okay,
motherfuckers.
Can we
See you
write it
next
on a
year.
wall in our studio? Figure out how to love
Oh my
summer.
God, we need a vision board in here.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Oh my God, we should
We
do
really
vision
do.
boards. Talk about this later.
We really do.
Bye,
need
guys.
that. Okay, cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Bum, bum, bum.